It's race day. Welcome, race fans, to a showcase of driving perfection. My name's Webbo, and let's get down trackside. Hold on tight, we're gonna go for it. Boom, that's how it's done. Whoa, easy. Surely not all the way around the outside. Oh yeah, we're cooking now. Shake and bake, baby. Shake and bake. This is a roller coaster of emotions. The drivers are pushing their machines to the limit and beyond. Woo, it doesn't get any better than that. We wait for the lights, the revs build and so does the excitement. And it's drop the clutch and go, go, go! Okay, driver, it's hammer time. This driver is an artist and the racetrack is their canvas. Did you see that? Did you see that? Wow! Let's watch it again. Ooh, hopefully they'll get away with that one. What a great start, and it looks like we can build on this now and really make a good race of it. There's the fastest lap, folks. No mercy on the menu today. Yeah, sideways is rarely ever faster, but you do get style points. And we roll the safety car dice. Leave them alone. They know what they're doing. Someone's gone bowling into turn one. What a shocker. Moving left, jinking right, keep them guessing. Lawn mowing as a side gig. And we go down the inside, Danny Rick style. We're on the edge of our seats here, folks. The racers are pushing their limits, risking it all for that coveted first place position and the all-important win. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The two cars ahead are fighting with each other. It's slowing them down. And through we go! That driver is a complete and total. A word has not been invented to describe how complete and total they are. But they are one, and a complete and total one at that. And it all comes down to this, the final lap. If you smell what this driver is cooking. This seems like as good a time as any to ask if you've subscribed yet. your Grand Slam pole, fastest lap, and the win. Well, welcome race fans, and welcome to another race here at the Deviant Racing League. We're at Watkins Glen for the GTD series of the World Challenge Season 4.1, second round of 7 of our championship, and you see on screen the Karate Tortoises. Then we have Astonishing here, also representing the team in the Supra. We've got Dirksy as well out there, who is racing in PSVR2 as well, giving a bit of race information, but doing his level best here, no doubt. This is for Prime Video, not rocking a particular TV show from Prime Video or movie, but nonetheless, we've got Chaotica in the safety car today. We've got Bongit on the way out of the pits, and we've just been through as many of the drivers as. But we've seen T Deeds on track. As just check on how we're doing on timing. We haven't officially started qualifying, which I always need to check out because the timer can look that way. We've got 10 minutes qualifying for you. We have got our 1 hour endurance race as always. Thank you to Iana, or is it Leana? You have to let me know, but cheering on Astonishing here as Ozzy joins us as well for his team. Great to have him on board with us. Sully in the Karate Tortoises livery. I'm going to talk about the championship as things stand. Of course, they are the exact finishing order of the first race of the championship. Just a reminder then, Arcane won and has 20 points to Jim, JD8, on 15 points. We have Thrasher in third, and that is the promotion prospects line for the drivers who are ahead. Then we have Bongit in fourth on 12 points with dollars per win in 10th. I think that's Astonishing. Dollars per win is in 5th on 10 points. We have Dirksy in 6th on 9 points, and then the order goes T Deeds, Huge Jar, Saito, Ozzy, Osmanian Devil, as it is, with Kuros Kai in 11th, Lalo Kills in joint 11th, I've got a wrongly numbered championship here. It is Kuros Kai in 11th, it is Lalo Kills in 12th, Sully is in 13th, Parsival is in 14th place, and we have a quick look at our team standings as things are. Team America lead us with 43 points. This is combined with the GTD Pros. Team Chameleon in the Supra is in second place, so the Supras have copied our Karate Tortoises liveries here today. The Chameleons trying to hide among the tortoises, and we'll stretch that metaphor as far as we possibly can. We've got Team Universal racing in to say, can't see the livery there. Is that the Aston Martin actually? But Team Universal are in 31st on 31 points in third place. Team Pike Fitness are 5th, and the Nismo GTR today, and they are on 28. We have Team Amazon down in 4th at the moment after round 1. Team Amazon showing in white and silver today. Billy Bob on screen at the moment and on 26 points. Cannonball team in the Audi are on 23. Rocking classic racing liveries, it seems, today, with the Karate Tortoises playing the tortoise and the hare at the back of the grid at the moment on 22 points. I think that's all to change, though, with today's race and racing action. Now, Bongit and Team Universal are rocking classic liveries, referencing B-movie horror films, and Bongit is driving the Frankenstein livery, and we've got Creature from the Black Lagoon out there as well. Is this the tick over for qualifying? No, it's about to start though, and Layla Kills is all out of bubblegum, we are told. I'm not quite sure what that is in reference to. I'm sure you're screaming at the channel right now to say what the situation is, why that is. As Tim Foot says, I've got strategy for sale from GT Sport. Good luck, everyone. I'm assuming that means Tim Foot had a successful GT Sport race. Lena, thank you very much, Lena. on your avatar and your YouTube link, it's a lowercase L, so I confuse it for an uppercase I. So, Lena, thank you very much, and thank you for tuning in and correcting me as well. I appreciate it. And we got Astonishing out there. Billy Bob has crossed the line, not any kind of ethical line, the pit lane exit line that the drivers are going to have to be very, very careful of today. Earlier on, we saw a few transgressions. This is Team Cannonball, rocking a bright red livery, classic NASCAR livery, I believe. As TD's, this is Jim though, and you get to shave that Marshall Post painted arm coat on the way into the bus stop for the very best line. But Jim here, Hawaiian Tropic, we have on the car, and I can't remember who his teammate. I think it's is it Astonishing? No, it's Aussie who's his teammate today. Aussie in 8th on track at the moment. But a similar livery, or almost identical. They haven't been able to squeeze on a Webbo sticker on this livery, but we'll look at all the liveries in great detail, in perfect living colour during the safety car period. I'm waiting to hear on the safety car situation for everybody. Hasn't been announced on the... well, it gets announced between qualifying and the race, of course. I keep forgetting that. TD then is on his flying lap. You've got a car in on the pit lane exit at the moment. Into turn 1 we go. And bear in mind that we'll be referring to the south side of the circuit in reference to the boot shape if you kind of tilt your head to the right. Through the S's we go. Full speed after turn 1 here, all the way to the bus stop braking zone, which is a very short braking zone. If you can encourage the car into the apex, that's exactly what you want to be finding. So full speed until about 250 meters into the corner. Try and keep the car as tight as possible through the bus stop. We were racing Daytona last time out, another bus stop. We will call this the front of the knee for now, as we head in towards the curve of the ankle here, the beginning of the foot of the boot. Remember, tilt your head to the right to understand when you reference the track map. Then we're into the toe, which is an uphill hairpin. You can enter at quite some speed. As long as you can get the front turned in, then you can shave off the speed and drop the gears. Now we're heading on the short straight over towards what is slightly downhill, tight right-hander of the heel, tighter than it looks on the track map. You really do need to get a lot of speed off. Good shape there from TD's as he looks towards then the back of the knee, and that is the antepenultimate corner of the track before we head down again a little straight, go almost at full speed in 4th gear into this corner. Just lift off the throttle, maybe a touch of brake on low grip. Soft tyres, those should be able to get in there nice and tightly. We've got 3rd gear for the final corner before we head out onto the main straightaway, and it's TD's who will obviously get the first of the flying laps here. Dirks is 2nd on track right now and beats TD's straight away. Astonishing though, beats both of them. Got huge yards across the line as well. He does not manage to go any quicker than the cars in front. Kuros Kai, I think, on a bit of a charge lap here. Lalo Kills runs through, just trying to warm up the tyres as Sully goes 4th now. We have got a competitive time on the board, and we look at Lalo Kills down in 9th. Billy Bob has finished his lap out, and he's down in that 10th place. As we look at, we've got Chaotica in the pits. Arcane is still on an out lap, and took a heck of a long time to get out onto the track. This is Astonishing though, the fastest driver so far on the grid, as he goes to try and set a 2nd flying lap, I believe, but the soft tyres looking more than 2nd best right now. So we shall hopefully be able to give you an update on the safety car lap as soon as I know it. And this is Astonishing. Then in the Supra, this is the team Chameleon copy of the Karate Tortoises. They're doing a much better job hiding than perhaps the Genesis do of the GTD Pro, thanks to that ugly black stripe down the centre of the hood on the GTD Pro Genesis car that the Team Chameleons have chosen. This is Astonishing, just clicking down through the gears, trying to get a little bit of a tow from the car in front, if possible. I wonder if we're going on to an in-lap here, or we're going to try a back-to-back fastest lap attempt. I think this is going to be back-to-back attempts. You can cross the line in regular racing. You cannot cross the line coming into the pits during the race. You will pick up a 3-second penalty, and no faster for him. I'm surprised to have not seen him go to the pits at this stage. Let's see how Jim's doing. Back end getting lively for him, as Tim Foot says he's got money on Jimbo today. We don't encourage gambling on the channel, but you can go ahead and waste your money if you want to. But Jim also doing back-to-back laps, perhaps wasting a little bit of time. That wasn't even close, and there he goes, resetting to pits immediately. I thought they might try and stay out on track. TDs is on track though, and on an out lap. We're waiting to try and find a driver really pushing. What's Thrasher up to? Thrasher is on it, as Tim Foot is betting Monopoly money. That's good. I don't know what is worse, betting real money or playing Monopoly. But Monopoly money is just fine, and a much safer bet. Yeah, absolutely. As we wind up through the gears, Thrasher in 8th position, 0.3 of a second away, trying to take the narrowest route through. As Tim Foot says, the latter is more dangerous. Yes, definitely. I guess it depends who you're playing with. But yes, it is a perilous task. Although I have to say, in the Webbo household, there is no worse a game than the ironically titled Happy Families to play. Thrasher, though, is pushing hard at the moment, down into 2nd gear as he heads through the toe of the boot, and looking to try and get the car up into the heel. 0.8 of a second deficit. This lap isn't going to be the one. Arcane has got the lead though at the moment. Arcane by 1/10 of a second from Astonishing. So Arcane, we'll see if he manages to keep the pace here. But usually if you've managed to get a great lap out of the soft tyres, probably don't have anything to fight with. Welcome to everybody just joining us. Thank you for being with us live today. If you're watching on repeat, then thank you as well. Obviously a lot of the drivers do watch on repeat nicely when they finish racing, and as I mentioned earlier on, to everybody on the GTD Pro, trying to accrue some watch time on the channel. So if you can leave a playlist running overnight, I would be super grateful, as Arcane on a 46.794 is the fastest driver at this stage. What can Astonishing do about it? He's on an outlap. Let's join Dirksey racing in PSVR2 and trying to find a good line through the corner, through the bus stop and into the front of the knee. 2 meters per second wind blowing to the northeast, towards the northeast, is good. So shouldn't be disrupting the cars too much, but it would have been a bit of a crosswind going through the previous corner there for Dirksey. Probably won't be feeling it too much in these heavy GT3 cars. It's winding up through the gears, out of the toe we go. Need to try and keep that momentum, and it's a fastest sector for Dirksey. He's up on everybody so far. Into the heel we go. Get an update after the next corner on the time, and there isn't much to do on the lap. There's not much time to gain in the final sector. Oh dear, just slightly out, but still pushing hard. 3.5 of a second we are to the positive on Arcane's fastest lap so far. We're on the final laps here for people in qualifying, deep into the 9th minute of 10, and this is Dirksey. I think a new pole position for Dirksey, and he even gained time in the final sector. 1:46.371. Arcane still on that outlap. Let's check out Astonishing then, who is powering through turn 1 on his next lap. Let's see as he goes through the S's. Again, not much to separate the cars in that first sector. It's all about how successfully you get through turn 1. The silver car, I think, is the Amazon Prime livery in front here. New lap from Aussie, goes 7th, and then we've got Astonishing just taking his time to get through the start of the bus stop, but pretty smooth line, all being said. In through the front of the knee we go. On board with Astonishing here. Let's see what Arcane is up to. Still on an outlap. Arcane is going to be cutting it incredibly fine. In fact, too fine. He's going to take the checkered flag here, and he's left it too late. So Arcane cannot defend his P2 start from Astonishing. Bongit's looking good as well. I have to plug in my controller because I will lose the ability to display camera work here. I've done so. We are all good. Astonishing P3 and challenging Dirksey's fastest lap as things stand. Let's wait for the update here. I'm waiting to get that safety car lap update as well, but we had it very early, lap 10 in the GTD Pro. He's dropped some time, has Astonishing. He is definitely still within range here though to try and get that front row start. Let's see how things change as we cross the line to finish out qualifying. Dirksey is on pole and Astonishing stays third. Astonishing stays third. Bongit is still on the circuit running. Aussie, well, is still pushing hard, and this is his final lap, we're told. He hasn't taken the checkered flag in qualifying just yet. This is the final lap. Oh, Kuros is sideways, and Aussie had to keep it pinned, keep his loud pedal pressed as he crosses the line, and it's 6th place for Aussie. 6th place, gained a position there at the end. Jim in 5th place and put in a great performance last time out, but can he mirror that performance this time out? Looks like it's going to be Dirksey for pole position for Amazon Prime Video, ahead of Arcane for the Chameleon team, dressed as tortoises today. I almost said it, but I've been told that for legal reasons we cannot reference the other one. So that is Dirksey then, pole position for the race, and a great performance from Dirksey, a 1:46.371. Look at the time differential between himself and second position, over 0.4 of a second separating them. Tremendous run there. Arcane in second, Astonishing in third, with Bongit fourth, Jim fifth, Aussie sixth, TD's in seventh, and Sully in 8th place in the NSX. Thrasher's 9th, Kuros Kai in 10th, Huge Jar in 11th. We have Lalo Kills and Billy Bob and Chaotica. The safety car driver has qualified ahead of Saito's V12 Vantage, thanks to that final lap error from Saito. So we'll be heading into a 60-minute race for you, as Zen saying 10 again, double question mark in the GTD, in the GT discussion board in Discord. So hopefully, I don't know if that means he's saying surprisingly, but he has got it, and that is confirmed. Let's wait and see. Hopefully, I will just reply with a question mark and see if he can confirm for me the safety car lap. The drivers are all being told in the chat that they're all part of listening in. I don't take part in that, of course. As a commentator, you kind of have to unplug your brain when commentating. You can't really be in a driver chat room at the same time unless interviewing somebody, because it is I tend to give the game away, give away tactics and struggles for drivers. We'll be live trackside in 5 seconds time for the start of our race. You can see the all red team Cannonballs have started 5th and 6th, back on the 3rd row, Jim and Aussie. Let's get the screen organised as fast as possible for you, as Dirksey in the silver will lead the green and purple of Arcane in towards the braking zone for turn 1 if everything goes to plan. This is round 2 of the GTD World Challenge season 4.1 at Watkins Glen, and it's dropped the clutch and go. It's Bongit away pretty well, but for now at least Dirksey leads them. Bongit going for the inside line into turn 1. Dirksey having to give a little bit of room there, and it looks like Bongit is going to take the lead from the 2nd row of the grid. And
Arcane is trying to follow him through past Dirksey, who's holding on gamely but has lost 2 positions away from the start, thanks in no small part to the hard tyres on board. Arcane was all over the grass there, and he got a better getaway from the line in that second position. He's got the inside line heading into the bus stop. Will Bongit close him out? They will try and go side by side here through the next corner. Bongit on the medium tyres got away beautifully, but Arcane is stealing a march here. The next corner after this one will be a left-hander, but Arcane has snuck his tail ahead and into first position. It was all change at the front then. Astonishing trying to close the door, but Aussie is muscling his way through in that big wide Audi for Team Cannonball into 4th place. Astonishing down to 5th. Sully in 6th. We've got a big battle going on for the Don't Step on Snake Team America of the Ford GT of T. Deeds, who is causing a bit of a roadblock at the moment. He's got a half-second penalty. He has to get out of the way. I think he was doing his best to get out of everybody's way, but failing that miserably, unfortunately, as Billy Bob in 13th. Jim right at the back of the grid from 5th place. Something terrible must have happened to Jim. And Chaotica touring around at this stage, but it is green and purple leading the way. They are a different run, a different team, of course, but from the back, both cars look very similar. Frankenstein for the Team Universal in the Aston Martin here of Bongit, just behind Arcane. Bongit on the medium tyres, up from 3rd position on the grid, but Dirksey turning pole into 3rd, unfortunately, but he's staying calm. And he's going to be okay, I think. He's found some clear air here down into turn 1 for the second time we go. Sully holding on as well, and there is Kuros Kai in the official Team Karate Tortoises Honda NSX, not the rival Toyota Supra of Team Chameleon. And for those new to this season of Deviant Racing, Team Chameleon have named themselves such because they're trying to hide in plain sight in someone else's livery. This is the Team Pike Fitness Nismo GTR of Lalo Kills, who's looking down the inside into the bus stop. We've seen this try to move to work, and climbing all over the entry curb he goes, and completing a very, very well done move there. It's rare to see an overtake cleanly into the bus stop. Let's have a look at it again here. Down into the bus stop we go. We were kind of even on the braking timings, but that one worked very well for Lalo Kills. Up front, it's Arcane still by less than half a second here, as Tim Foot says. I wonder if all those on medium are also going to try and make it through to the safety car. Well, they did in GTD Pro. I should have said spoiler there. They did manage it, but definitely confirmed that is going to be a lap 10 safety car as Bongit goes down the inside here. Bongit, remember, on the medium tyres in the fairly stable Aston Martin, is looking down the inside. They are still side by side. Will they continue through the penultimate corner? Arcane hanging on, looking for that inside for the final corner, but not making it. Bongit completing the manoeuvre and expertly through. I think all that work was done coming out of the heel of the boot, behind the back of the knee. Now here we go into the penultimate corner, and he just about gets ahead. Bongit with a fantastic overtake, and now going to be hoping to try and make hay on these fantastic medium tyres, the best race tyre by far. As Larry says to me that Jim is terminally ill with man flu and still turned up to race. 10 laps on the medium can get a little squirrely, says Tim Foot, while the drivers managed it in the top tier. It's a different story for the second tier, as Dirksey is giving up track position here to Astonishing, who goes for the move. Team Chameleon up to 3rd position now. Dirksey giving away a lot of pace from his pole position. That was a significant margin for his pole position, Dirksey. But unfortunately now currently down to 4th place, as Astonishing is also on the same hard tyres as Dirksey is and as Arcane is. And it's Bongit only on the mediums at the head of the field, hoping to get through to lap 9, the last pit stop opportunity, last pit window before the the pit lane closes. I'm trying to read the chat at the same time as I'm talking, and that's a terrible mistake. Thrasher is side by side here with the Cannonball team, Hawaiian Tropic sponsored Aussie, and Thrasher down the inside into the heel and completing the manoeuvre for car 87, taking Team Pipe Thickness into P6 and P7 and working together beautifully as they are. Our Saito in 9th, we have Kiros Kai in 10th. We also have Glubas in the live chat, which is great to see. Thanks for joining us. Huge Dar in 12th, Jim in 11th with Manflu, T-Deeds in 13th, and Billy Bob, whoa, sliding his way out of the back of the knee and in the final position. It's got GoPro in the car, as you can see. Bongit leads us by 1.3 seconds with 54 minutes on the clock. Good to have everybody joining us. If you haven't yet said hello and want a shout out, then do speak up in the live chat. I'll do my best to make sure everybody is recognised. And thank you for everyone who's already liked the video today. Into the bus stop then we go. Bongit ahead of Arcane by 6/10 of a second as it is right now, and he's going to have to give up some speed here. Nearly everybody on hard tyres, Gareth, but Bongit on the mediums. Unfortunately though, just taking the getting out of the track limits and picking up a half-second penalty, a minor infraction. Hi to Zen as well in the live chat. Good to see everybody tuning in, cheering on their team as Glover says lizard supremacy here. And Arcane making the move stick on the way into the heel thanks to that time penalty on Bongit's car. Bongit really needing to gap the field here at this stage, but of course he just needs to use these medium tyres once. You only have to use one stint on either the medium or the hard, but you have to use both tyres. So they may decide that after lap 10 the race is better split into 2 hard tyre stints. But if you are using the mediums in the second stint, you may need to try and stretch the hards as long as you possibly can on a full tank of fuel and do a little bit of conservation as well. Bongit is looking racy behind Arcane here, but half a second to the deficit. We've got Astonishing in no man's land in third place for Team Chameleon. Dirksey from pole position in 4th currently in the Amazon Prime Video Hyundai. Then we've got Sully in 5th, Thrasher in 6th place. We have Lalo Kills all over the back of Team Cannonball's Aussie and getting a good slipstream. This could be an overtake coming into the bus stop again. Aussie closes the door, and that was uncompromising from Aussie, and managing to certainly dissuade a manoeuvre coming then. The wide open mouth of the creature from the Black Lagoon here is our Saito for the Team Universal Studios livery. That is a very, very clever use of the sticker pack we've got in Gran Turismo 7. It looks like Lolo Kill's still trying to make the manoeuvre and make the move stick on Aussie here. Zhang saying the M6 is overpowered. We have no M6 in this race, so he's obviously referencing the previous race for the GTD Pro. You'll have to watch that if you haven't done so yet. I'm sure our GT Sport Series drivers do tune in as well. I've had a request to do the GT Sport race as well, but I couldn't do it live because it clashes with the GTD Pro Series. Jim's in 11th, Huge Jar is in 12th. Jim, with Manflu, we're told you may be able to make the race okay with Manflu with the adrenaline, but by the time you finish, you will be completely out. Looks like a skunk on the front of Team America's car. I didn't notice that last time out. Can you see that? Little skunk. Looks like Pepe Le Pew's friend, who is up there with no step on snack written on the front of the Ford GT. It makes a lot more sense with this Team America livery for T-Deeds there in 13th position at the moment. Billy Bob at the back. Chaotical waiting patiently for that lap 10. It's lap 6 for the leaders here. There you can just see the shortcut that you use for the short version of the track that cuts out all of the boot. You turn fully right at the south side of the circuit, into the front of the knee and then continue straight all the way to the penultimate corner. It's very, very short circuit when it is shortened, as Arcane leads by 2.3 seconds. Bongit is struggling massively in the Aston Martin here for that front left tyre grip, and there's no question in my mind he cannot make the safety car. He cannot make lap 9 on that tyre. That is dead and buried, and of course he's losing time now, and as soon as you start losing time, you have to call your strategy quits. You have to go to plan B or C. Let's see what happens. As Tim Foot says, medium squirrely, he called it, definitely. He's going to hang on though, I think, Bongit, because he's crossing that yellow line, so he's going to try and do at least one more lap, but Astonishing is definitely catching him here. So I guess that was a little bit over the top, an attempt by Bongit to get through. Hard tyres there. We've got mediums for Thrasher, and Thrasher, ironically, has been a lot kinder to his tyres in the Nismo Nissan GT. Aussie on the hard tyres. This lap will be brutal for Zen, says Zen, for Bongit, and he's actually given up a position. There we go, and he's also given up a penalty, unfortunately, and let's see if we can see exactly what just happened on replay. No, and sadly not. It had already occurred. So this is Bongit trying to get to the pit lane, but really, by the time the tyre looked the way it did on the previous lap, I think his teammates in Team Universal Studios watching would have been saying to him, pit now, this is one lap too long. Penalty was turn 1, says Zen. Copa says stay out, but look, the car just won't turn to the right, and sadly that is curtains for Bongit's podium, I think, here. That is massive for him. He is taking off all the dandelions. The groundsman will not thank him for spreading dandelion seeds everywhere. That has caught Aussie out big time. Let's see what Aussie's view of that as he went through. Here is Aussie heading into the corner. Was it potentially an unsafe rejoin here? Well, I don't think so, but unfortunately Aussie a little bit compromised into the corner exit. He was obviously trying to take it steady, but that is Bongit down to P8 now and trying to get through. He will have to turn left. Let's watch him on the way into the pit lane, because that is a right-hander, and he's going to have to crawl across here if he doesn't want to cross that yellow line. We saw a certain somebody escape without a penalty, but he was careful enough there. A certain someone escaped a penalty on the run in the GTD Pros, but I don't quite know how they escaped that one. There's a big gaps at the front then. Arcane Astonishing to Dirksey. Sully in 4th with Thrasher chasing him down. Remember, Thrasher's still on those medium tyres, looking after them really well. Only has to do another lap and a half here to reach the pit stop window prior to the first of our safety car laps. I think everyone will take the opportunity to pit, come what may here. We'll get to about 40 minutes to go once the 2/3 of the race to go once the safety car comes in. So I think the smart move, and I'm guessing here, is to go onto the hard tyres next and then extend as long as possible if you still have a medium tyre run to go. But of course Thrasher will be able to just split the remaining time in the race right down the middle after the safety car, because he's got the medium tyre life out of the way on this run. But anybody trying to run a medium tyre in the second or third stints is going to have a little bit of work cut out for them. The same deal that Bongit has had on the medium tyre. Tim Foot saying you've got to change the brake bias to get the mediums to live on, and that's what they're doing. Every time one tyre dominates front or rear axle, you have to keep winding the brake bias in the opposite direction. This is Thrasher, end of lap 8. Actually, this is early for Thrasher. Didn't want to go through that lap of pain. Sully pitting as well. So pit lane will close after this lap, and we will see what the drivers do. Arcane has stayed out. So has Lalo Kills. Let's run through then as Jim stays out too. Kiros Kai. How is Jim's car looking? It's okay. So lots of drivers pitting. Let's just have a look. Heuskinveld hasn't yet made the pit lane. No, he has pitted. Heuskinveld, and he's down in 14th position. Bongit is down in 13th, believe it or not, after challenging for the lead of the race, thanks to that difficult lap and problematic pit stop. He's even got his blinkers on there. Turn signal turning to the right, apparently. Well, it's right more often than it's not on this clockwise circuit, but that is a big shame for Team Universal Studios. Let's wait to see. Where is Curious Kai? Where is our safety car driver? This is kind of the slightly dead rubber lap here. Drivers don't really need to do anything to the car. They can cruise as soon as the safety car comes out. They can start to cruise because passing will be prohibited. Arcane leads Lalo Kills, leads Aussie at this stage. Big gap though to Arcane. Of course that will close to virtually nothing. And here come the drivers then, who are just extending this stint as long as possible. They will obviously lose track position and they will have to come in after the safety car. The pit lane is going to be closed for lap 10. No, sorry, the pit lane is closed now on lap 9. Bongit making it back to 9th position at this stage. Chaotica has exited the pits, so I imagine majority of the drivers will be on fresh rubber. Lalo Kills, using the hard tyres there, will obviously be able to use very little fuel on this lap. Should be able to get in underneath 2/3 of the race to go, the 40-minute mark, before having to pit, and that's a nice easy job then to change tyres. That's Aussie. He's also got, I think, a Turkish football club sticker on the hood there. I don't think that is classic NASCAR. I could be wrong, but I tend to think perhaps not. A neat little feature of those liveries is that on the right side of the car, the stickers appear to be mirrored. Arcade leads us then. Let's have a look at the liveries. This is the Team Chameleon pastiche of the Team Karate Tortoises, and the Leo colour scheme with the purple accents, 2 stripes down the centre of the car and the purple rims. We have Lalo Kills rocking the Pipe Fitness Nismo GTR livery without the colour change stickers that the GTD Pro drivers are using, but I want to see special versions of the Pipe Fitness liveries as well. Let's have a good look at all those stickers there on the car for the Audi Team Cannonball. EA Sports, wow. Wasn't expecting that. And there's a Webbo sticker as well on the Hawaiian Tropic of Jim. Thank you very much, Jim. Even when you're ill, you remember a Webbo sticker, which I do appreciate massively. We've got the Supra again, this time with the orange of Michael. Again, not to be confused with Michelangelo. We have Dirksy in the Silver Prime video. Not, as I say, referencing any particular TV show, and Korean Air, oddly, on the rear wing, on the rear window, powered by AWS. So their strategy should be absolutely on point. Jim peels into the pits at the first opportunity under the safety car. Sully, this is the official Team Karate Tortoises livery. Again, very, very similar, and certainly Michelin have spent a lot of money on those stickers for Sully. Pipe Fitness we have done. Bongit then is Frankenstein, and it does look the business, doesn't it? This Aston Martin for Team Universal Studios. Great to see. Very, very good indeed for car number 80. Classic Hollywood B-movie horror genre of Universal Studios liveries to date. The Ford GT for Team America, with, as I say, the first time I've spotted the skunk on the front fender. Then we have the creature from the Black Lagoon with the wide open mouth. The Aston Martin usually has a very wide open mouth anyway, but they have accentuated it with this one. And this is our Saito with the scales. They're looking really, really cool, actually. I really enjoy that one. Similar approach for Team America Team Captain T Deeds here. And you can just see no step on snack written there. So good stuff from them. And again, Lalo Kills on the new medium tyres and a full-ish tank of fuel ready to go. Then we've got the white version of the Prime Video livery for Billy Bob. Very cool today. Very good stuff. These ones we've seen. And then, of course, the gloriously golden safety car here. And the Deviant Racing League liveries obviously predominate. T Deeds has just returned from Disney, says Gareth. I don't know what to believe when Gareth is talking, but I could say that with absolute confidence, and then just have question marks, and you could get people into trouble saying they've been places when they haven't. So I don't know. We shall see. 38 minutes on the clock. We're waiting then for the safety car to turn out its lights, and Astonishing will lead us away. He's on the new medium tyres as well, and he'll be running through to try and get to around 21 minutes to go. You can just see a little rainbow coloured chameleon on the rear quarter of Astonishing's car. I don't know if I actually referenced that a minute ago. Let's see if you can just see it there near the M of Michelin, just on, and near the N on that side. Yeah, you can just make it out. Good to see. It's time to go racing though. As they cross the line, they will get to accelerate here, but they stay at 65 to 70 miles an hour. Well, do they? Dirks is catching here, and he can close up as Astonishing will start the race once again with 37.5 minutes on the clock. Dirksey's catching and stealing a march here, getting very, very close indeed. Dirksey now on those medium tyres, enjoying the grip. Remember, on the softs he was the fastest in qualifying. But Astonishing holds on for the time being as they run through. We've got three drivers fighting over the S's here for P4. It's Thrasher in fourth, Bongett in fifth, and Hughesjar in sixth. Somehow or other, Bongett has made it back to podium contention in that fifth position. No way into the bus stop clear for Dirksey. He has to wait and queue up. Bongett in fifth, Hughesjar. Then we've got all green machines going into the bus stop. Saito just holding on. Arcane trying to stick in front of Lalo Kills as well, and doing so. T Deeds with the yellow and black snake scales in P11. The sky looking quite overcast right now. Team Cannonball are 12th and 13th, and Billy Bob is right there at the tail of the field. And I have to say, this season, the second tier of GT racing here at the GT World Challenge has been much closer, and we have seen a much tighter field spread, so that is great to see. Here is another thing that's great to see, a battle for the lead into the heel, and Dirksey just couldn't get through, but he's giving it his all. He's still got his hazard lights on as well as Dirksey, so that will be slightly distracting for driver in front and behind. That is Astonishing, and Sully closing in here, but he is in the official Team Karate Tortoises livery, not the chameleon livery of Astonishing, so bear that in mind. Sully won't be being too confused. Dirksey in second. I think though the drivers generally drive with driver names above the cars, so I'm not totally clear on the Team Chameleon intention here and whether it will ever actually work. I think it's a lazy approach to livery building and a fine excuse. Saito goes wide, Giroskai goes through, I do believe. So let's just check that one out again. Here he comes. I think it was Saito's error on the brakes more than it was actually a competitive overtake. At this point, it looked like Giroskai had no hope of getting through, but it was Saito just overestimating what the braking power of the Aston Martin could do on those cold, hard tyres right now. Thank you for the Webbo sticker on the visor strip as well to our Saito. Lalo Kills got through. Kuros Kai, obviously, as we saw, and Lalo Kills is right there with Kuros Kai as they head towards the ankle right now. Pipe Fitness Nismo, very stable machine, very competitive, as all the Japanese manufactured cars are. For fairly obvious reasons from Polyphony Digital. Then we have P6, Huge Jar. P5 is Bongit, still within sight of the podium here, Bongit, and I think has fully repaired the car. Just cosmetic damage on the front fender for Bongit at the moment. Sully's in third. Dirksey is still in second position. He's now on those medium tyres, but so is Astonishing, and so is Sully. So looks like the majority of the field have chosen the medium tyres for this second stint. Thrasher on the hards, Bongit also on the hard tyres. This Huge Jar is struggling. All the drivers on hard tyres really struggling to get some performance out of the car still after that safety car restart. It's only the second lap at racing speed. Here comes Arcane with a great exit out of the final corner, trying to get that Team Chameleon car underneath the Ford GT and successfully doing so. Nice to see. Good clean overtake, but I have to say Huge Jar was a little bit generous with the amount of room and his braking line into turn one. Probably couldn't help it, as our Saito on the hards trying to resist Aussie here, who goes one way, goes the other. Can Aussie get the overlap all the way to the bus stop? Not quite. Behind him, Team America splitting the Team Cannonball cars. We have 33 minutes only to go in this round two of the GTD World Challenge here at Deviant Racing League, live on Webbo Commentaries channel. It's Astonishing leading by 1.1 seconds from Dirksey. Sully a little bit further back here, and Thrasher has Bongit starting to hassle him in the mirrors. On board with Bongit now. Let's look behind to Arcane. Not a major concern here for Bongit in the mirrors. Thrasher was slow out of the heel. Thrasher just not quite getting a smooth steering action going through the back of the knee. Bongit having to brake early to avoid running into Thrasher, who is looking a little bit uncomfortable at the moment on this phase of the race. Look at the sky. It is looking quite threatening. I don't think the drivers will be too worried about it, as here comes Bongit down the inside of the Pike Fitness Nismo, parking it on the apex, getting a little tap from the rear to thank him for the overtake, as Arcane then gets through, and that is because Thrasher made that contact with the car. And unfortunately that's what happens when you make contact with the car in front. You slow, the car in front jumps forward, and that has allowed the Chameleon Toyota Supra through. Quite a straightforward overtake in the end, just being there the right place at the right time for Arcane, and into fourth position. Has managed to overtake Bongit. Has Bongit made another error? Unfortunately, let's have a look. Or was it just a straightforward overtake? Bongit was also slow down the straightaway as Arcane. Well, that was a lovely overtake from Arcane then into the bus stop, and it wasn't a mistake from Bongit, just lack of momentum and a better line that Arcane could take, thanks to the previous overtake through turn one, and it all fed up into that position. Sully's still in that third place. He has a teammate behind him, Arcane. Let's see if we can find a nice similar battle going on further down the grid. Huge Jar just ahead of Lalo Kills, half a second here. Of course, lots of action going on after the safety car restart. Kuros Kai on the medium tyres, just trying to get the tail ahead of Aussie, who has newer, better medium tyres available to him. I wonder if Bongit is going to be okay to two-stop this race, thanks to having to make a slightly earlier than scheduled stop prior to the safety car. This is Aussie then closing in A defensive move from Kuroskai to the inside of turn 1, but it is harder to break down there. Aussie getting adventurous. A big full four-wheel slide. Great hold from Aussie. Plenty of style points for him, but losing position instead of gaining one. Let's have another look, shall we? Because I did enjoy that one, maybe from a different angle. Here he comes, brave on the brakes, but perhaps too brave. Out onto the marbles. Big slide. Beautiful, beautiful, but unfortunately it's no faster for Aussie. In fact, he's almost losing out here to Jim, who, racing ill, is not having the same level of performance that he had available to him on 2 weeks ago. So our Saito is down in 13th position on the hard tyres. Billy Bob on the mediums at the tail of the field, but only by 4.5 seconds. Can still see the car in front, but Dirksey has closed up again to Astonishing here in the battle for the lead of the race. Let me know who you think is going to triumph here today in our GTD World Challenge Round 2. Give me your predictions of the podium. Astonishing, Dirksey, Sully currently in the hunt, but can Arcane and can Bongit tame the Frankenstein car and try and achieve a podium from his earlier pace? Remember, Dirksey, pole position by 0.4 of a second, hasn't been able to unleash that pace just yet here in our race. 0.7 of a second between himself and the leader, Astonishing now. Sully is 0.8 ahead of Arcane. Bongit is a further 3 seconds back from that group now. Thrasher in 6th. I think this is friendly fire. A little bit of after-use behaviour from Team Pike Fitness. Thrasher on the hards, letting Lalo Kills through on the mediums, and playing the team game here. At some point, of course, in the race, that tyre selection will be or will have been reversed. They're on different strategies. It looks like there's plenty of action going on here in the battle for 9th position as Bongit sets the fastest lap. A 1:46.883. But Kuroskai leading T-Deeds and Aussie. And a little further back then, you've got Jim as well in the matching Cannonball red livery. I'd love to know, while we're live, what NASCAR livery this Cannonball one is referencing. Oh, T-Deeds, I think, may have made contact there with the car in front. Let's have another check on that one. Here we are. So did he make contact with Kuroskai, and is Kuroskai very lucky to survive? Well, neither car survived. Kuroskai's parked. This is, unfortunately, this is Team America just yielding position here and waiting for the restart for Kuroskai, but that could have ruined both of their races, unfortunately. And I'm sure nothing intentional about that, but dropping a huge amount of time, Kuroskai and T-Deeds. Let's see, Kuroskai has escaped damage, managed to arrest the car's speed on the way into the pits. Well, T-Deeds is pitting now off the medium tyre with 26 minutes to go. And on a Ford GT, he's low on fuel, I suppose. It doesn't look like a kind of strategic option. That just looks like he's run clear out of fuel. Will he get 26 minutes of racing pace out of the Ford GT? Will he have to turn the engine down, I wonder, in order to make that happen on a new set of hard tyres? Almost certainly. Dirksey still within striking distance, you would say, of Astonishing, but it looks like Astonishing has unlocked a lot of race pace out of the Supra. On the medium tyres for now, as is Dirksey. Dirksey will have to pit at the end of this lap. He'll be hoping the Hyundai can make it home with the fuel light flashing. This might be slightly ahead of schedule. It might be a whole lap ahead of Astonishing, who can now pit safely and probably should, looking at that front left tyre wear. So running out of the heel we go, in towards the back of the knee. Let's have a wait and see then. Will Astonishing pit on this lap with 25 minutes to go? Still going to be bloodthirsty work for the drivers in. I think he's going to run an extra lap. That is going to be a difficult lap here for Astonishing. We saw in the GTD Pro race that tyre life on a medium tyre, a whole lap on it, looking like the front left does on Astonishing's car, could be very, very challenging indeed. And the majority of the field will now be pitting, but the Supras are going long here on the medium tyre. A bit over-fueled perhaps from Arcane, but he can recoup that time on the second and final pit stop. I'm just interested to see if Astonishing can get this tyre home without incident or accident. He'll obviously be feeling it most when he turns right and at a medium and slow speed corner exits. Leaning on that front left now, but so far so good for Astonishing. You can see he's wiggling under the braking action. He is struggling to get the performance once the weight transfer onto the front axle. We're using the brakes, and there again, wide entry into the toe of the boot. The sun's starting to set here in Watkins Glen with 23.5 minutes left on the clock before the checkered flag, or the white flag, will fall, I should say, for anybody on a lap. And Astonishing performing remarkable tyre longevity and patience here. Hopefully he will get this home. He's just got one more right hand turn, but it is a perilous right hand turn to come here into the pit lane. He doesn't want to pick up a penalty. Very, very slow and steady, and very close to the line, but certainly if what we saw in the earlier race is anything to go by, he should get away with that one, no problem at all. I don't think he even touched the yellow line, but it came close. Arcane, your new leader then, and has got tyres for an extra lap, so we'll only have to run 22 minutes, or maybe 21 minutes on the hard tyres. This then is Thrasher running long as well for Team Pike Fitness in the Nismo. It's great to have so many with us here on watching live. Welcome if you're just joining us. Where have you been all this time? But it's great to have you for the final third of our race. The Pike Fitness cars looking very smart. And here then the Team Cannonball drivers, who have used the same stickers but a slightly different approach, slightly different positionings. Reference classic NASCAR livery. I could be way off here, but I want to say Richard Petty, but I could be way off. So that's just what my gut is telling me. But my gut isn't anything to be trusted. Jim in fourth then at the moment, but we'll obviously need to pit. They're getting good tyre life out of these Audis, our Team Cannonball, and we'll come into the pits together. Although curiosity here of our GT7 structure is that they don't actually share a pit box, so they can both pit together without having a problem. If you play the F1 game, sim, however you want to call it, you race with a teammate and you will share a pit box. You can't pit together unless you want to double stack. This is Dirksy still with that turn signal on. He's making sure we all know he's turning to the right, and he is on a fresh set of mediums. And again, that is going to be adventurous to get to get that long of the race out of these medium tyres. Got to say the safer option is the hard tyre to the end, but at least as far as he's concerned, his rival for the win is on the same tyre as him. Astonishing. Also on the medium tyres, perhaps may have overfueled because Dirksy has a lot less fuel and therefore weight on the car. Dirksy may have gone right to the suggested mark. Astonishing looks to have gone over it. We have slowed the fuel flow rate to stop drivers from just overfueling and playing it safe. This is now the battle for fourth. Sully on the mediums, Bongit also on the mediums. Everyone has decided that the mediums will make it home, and yet at the start of the race, the mediums struggled to make the first 20 minutes. The track rubbering in, the cars slightly lighter, but I think we're going to have some sliding cars at the end of this race. Arcane sneaking down a door that was only slightly open. Gareth asking, is Jim going to full Jim again? I think he might. Zen says mediums, no chance. Most will stop again. Well, okay. So why has no one gone different and gone for the hards? Well, here is Huge Jar. This could be a good one for Huge Jar then. Let me remind myself where Jim is. Is he just going to do the same? Let's find out. It's mediums for T-Deeds. Yeah, I'm getting there, Gareth. I'm getting there. Aussie in 10th on the mediums. Jim has gone mediums, but he was one of the last cars to stop. So he is within 20 minutes. It is possible. 12 laps, says Zen, maximum. 12 laps remaining, and I say a couple of the cars did struggle to make 9 laps on the medium tyres earlier on. This is Kuros Kai. Thrash has gone for the hards into 18 minutes 50 to go. So there's going to be very few drivers who have actually got to make this on the hard tyre. Dirksey, 2 seconds to the good ahead of Astonishing. And Dirksey's finally managed to unlock the pace to get out in front of this race. No sort of fuel saving is possible out in front, but here he is, and finally some race pace coming to Dirksey, but one of our fastest drivers in the top tier of racing here at Deviant Racing League tells us the mediums won't get home. Gareth says the problem with the hards is they're too boring. I will take a boring tyre any day of the week, just like I don't understand the criticism of our British Prime Minister that he's boring. I would far rather a boring politician than an exciting one. That's just me. I'll say no more. Astonishing is in second. Zen saying all the MLs are strong on tyres, stronger than the FRs. So that's mid-engine rear-wheel drive rather than front-engine rear-wheel drive. And Arcane in third. Here is a big battle going on. Sully Bongit and then Lalo kills. Bongit is struggling on the mediums here. No doubt that he'll be stopping again. Can he use the soft tyres to the end, or will it be another set of mediums for Bongit? This has been a race possibly at this stage to forget for Bongit. He's still in the hunt for some good points, but he was really, really high, battling for the lead earlier on, and that is going to feel like a loss. Gareth saying he's not exciting, it's like watching a welder. It's not good for you, but you can't stop. Very good, very good. Bongit, 5th place. Lalo kills, 6th place. Here we go. I assume you're referring to a politician who shall not be named, Gareth, there, but yeah, not a driver on track right now. This is Bongit. Car number 80, Frankenstein livery, has not delivered the kind of performance he was hoping. I think it will be all change for Bongit after this one. Be retiring this Frankenstein livery, potentially. Sully in the official Team Karate Tortoises, number 53. In the Leo colours. And going quickly as well, Sully, on the mediums. Light on fuel. The mediums in a good sweet spot. The track, still some sun on parts of the circuit, but where the sun is setting for us here. Late afternoon start we had. I'm assuming accelerated time elapse setting. I've got a sector display then on Sully's car on the full information on the bottom right. Usually it's just the track map, but something's happened since the update, since the latest update, and this new season we're getting random pictures of how these cars are running. Behind Sully is Bongit, Gareth cheering on the Tortoises, the official ones, of course. As he says, let's see some vintage Sully calculations here. Medium tyres on the way. 15 minutes to go. Tail sliding there on Sully. And Bongit, that will give him hope that pressure is starting to tell, or at least the mediums are starting to drop for Sully. And in he goes, Sully. That is an early stop, but we saw earlier that the undercut was very powerful if you can make the right call at the right time. Sully into the pits then. Dirksey leads us by 1.8 seconds on medium tyres. Astonishing likewise on the mediums in that second position. There is a gulf between the top two and the rest of the field. Arcane in no man's land, you would have to say, also on the mediums. We want to watch out for our hard tyre drivers, and the lead hard tyre driver is Huge Jar in the Ford GT. Should get the car home. Thrasher with him, same tyres. Then you've got TD still on worn mediums in 8th place. So can Huge Jar, with a 30.1 second deficit to the leader, get himself onto the podium in a tortoise versus the hare style race here? Gareth saying this is where Sully can shine. Getting fast laps right at the end of the race, I'm assuming. I will have a look at what tyres Sully has chosen. But P6 and P7, Huge Jar and Thrasher will pick up places now with the pit stops coming, with the medium runners in front of them. And it is only those two that are on the hard tyres. Sully out on the mediums. Yeah, it is too long for the softs to work really well. 13 minutes to go. Lap 24. Saito is in 13th position, has yet to pit. Here is Billy Bob at the back at the moment, and unfortunately has lost a fair chunk of time now, and the field spread has increased. But then you've got Astonishing from a 2.2 second deficit to the leader, has pitted before him, and that is going to be important and powerful, I think, for Astonishing. Watch the fuel line. Watch the fuel, Astonishing. What are you doing, man? Surely you don't need a full tank of fuel here. So that, again, could undo his run. Timfoot saying going onto the softs now is an interesting tactic. Surely you've got to be within 10 minutes if you're going to use the soft. Maybe Arcane. And Timfoot saying maybe double mediums, no fuel map alterations. But I feel like Astonishing overfueled the car here, right to the full tank with just 12 minutes and a half to go. Zen saying softs are dead after 4 laps. I mean, they were dead. They were almost unusable after one flying quali lap, it seemed. And of course, Zen's expertise is very relevant now, because we no longer do a Group 3, Group 4 divide between the top and second tier of racing. We do Group 3 for both. So Timfoot saying the mediums go 8, then the softs for 3, since they all stopped on lap 19-20. So indeed, Thrasher P6. Remember, the hard tyres for Thrasher, probably the best looking hard tyres on the grid, on the racetrack right now. And he's gone through the really ultra slow point on their wear pattern. So Thrasher can start to really push on those hard tyres now, and just have predictable, boring tyre wear effects. Dirksey's in. Dirksey is in from the lead of the race. Let's cut to Astonishing and see what that full refuel did for him. I'm just going to check Sully. Surely Sully is... Dirksey's going to be lighter on fuel here. Half a tank. 3/5. 3/4. He's even full with fuel. Not quite to the brim for him. And obviously at least a lap less. But here is Astonishing shaving the barrier, and joined by Aussie doing exactly the same thing. Where is Dirksey going to feed out of the pit lane? You don't see it on the track map properly. There he is, coming out. And I think he's going to drop behind. That is the power of this undercut. The power of pitting first. And Dirksey's lost out. Well, he's lost out to Aussie, but Aussie is not in really his race. Well, no, maybe he is. Maybe Aussie can get these laps home, maybe not. But Dirksey's definitely lost a huge amount of time to Astonishing. That is 3 seconds deficit from a 2-second gap. So 5 seconds, and he put less fuel in the car. Dirksey lost through the pit stop sequence to Astonishing. That is amazing. Timfoot saying, can't believe Astonishing missed a penalty. What, on the wall riding essentially, coming out of the final corner, or was that a pit stop sequence that I missed on my coverage? Astonishing second. Arcane in first position, but still needing to stop. Arcane about to lap Billy Bob after 26 racing laps. This is astonishing for Team Chameleon, not Team Karate Tortoises. Aussie holding third right now, but again needing to stop one more time. I suspect, or at least surely Dirksey on brand new mediums can get past with relative comfort, but he's losing time and losing the opportunity to overtake Astonishing. Got a lot of work to do, has Dirksey, to regain the lead of this race. Tyres screaming for mercy. That wasn't his tyres, it was Aussie's tyres, who crosses the line. Oh dear, that's a good job. Ghosting was on at that point as Aussie spins, and through him goes Thrasher and Jim. Let's check that out again as Aussie comes through, just leaning too fast, contact on the front, damage, and then just sitting in the middle of the track. Thrasher having a bit of heart failure, I think, coming out of a blind corner to find the car in the middle of the road. Perhaps Aussie might need to look at his rejoin approach there, but 3.7 seconds is the gap to Dirksey from in front Astonishing, and Arcane 26 seconds to the good. I try to avoid saying Code Brown too often. I think I've already used my allocation today, Tim Foot, but you're absolutely right. That is what I wanted to say. Arcane, P1, 26 seconds. And snaking around there with the rear axle. Billy Bob doing the same. Billy Bob, has he gone too far on the tyres? No, he's on fresh tyres. No excuses then. As Arcane, is it pit stop o'clock? It is. And flirting with disaster on that solid yellow line. I think he'll get away with that one. Into the pits he comes. So Astonishing and Dirksey will retake the lead of the race together. Thrasher is going home on the hard tyres. Hasn't made essentially a battle for the podium, but should stay out. Oh, I don't know if he'll stay out in front of Arcane, or Arcane will come out in front of him. What tyres for Arcane, I wonder. Again, we won't see those just yet. Coming past the pit lane is Astonishing. I suppose I should say pit road here in the US of A. If Arcane has managed this on soft tyres, we could have a race on our hands. He's actually stayed ahead. No, medium tyres for Arcane, and he's got to go through the warm-up phase. Astonishing, teammate on teammate here. Michelangelo on Leonardo, you have to say, as Arcane holding on, and Astonishing will feel like that is a real block from his teammate, and they don't want to fight too hard together and end up giving up time to Dirksey. But Astonishing will be astonished to have seen Arcane emerge from the pit lane right in his path and then hold him up through the S's. Arcane is really going to go for it here, try and secure this win. So this should be absolutely spellbinding to the finish then, and as Tim says, we have a race on our hands. Yes, indeed we do. And it was Arcane who won the first race. He may feel a sense of a creeping sense of entitlement to win the second race too for the team, for the championship, for Team Chameleon, who are second in the team championship coming into today's race. 3 to 4 laps, says Tim. He's got it. Well, he did just clatter the barrier. I'm pretty sure Arcane coming out of the back of the knee. Glover saying back off each other, hold position, don't fight the team. He says try telling that to these two. I'm sure you're in there, as Tim is cheering, chanting fight, fight, fight. Absolutely, we want to let them fight, but 4 more after they cross 32, says Zen. He's furiously calculating, working it all out for us. Appreciate it, Zen, thank you. I'm going to take a drink because I think I'm going to need it. That is reference to water, by the way. I'm not, you don't drink and commentate. Unless you're having a bit of a fun banter race anyway. Was that a hint of a light flash there as the sun is setting for the Karate Tortoises? The gap to Dirksey has dropped. Astonishing is nervously looking at this. Astonishing was 5th in the championship, 5th in the previous race, of course. Arcane winning the previous race. He may be getting team orders here. We've just seen Glovas saying hold position for the Chameleons. It's a great irony that Glovas is in Team Chameleons that aren't doing special liveries themselves this season, and yet Glovas is livery builder number 1 in the Deviant Racing League. Beautiful sunset here at Watkins Glen. Arcane leads Astonishing by less than a second. Astonishing with greater tyre wear. I think Arcane has everything he needs here. How has he got himself into this position? It was a tremendously long second stint for Arcane, and well calculated strategy, you have to say. While the gap's fairly big, we'll just go through the field. Thrasher brought the car up with a super long hard stint. Can he stay ahead of Jim on the mediums? I think almost certainly. Jim is limping this car home to try and hold on to a 5th place finish, going full Jim perhaps, and certainly tyre whispering his way to a finish here. There's no point pitting now. Surely the amount of time you would lose is too great, and it will dial the engine back and be protecting those tyres as much as possible. Harmonics on the Nismo past the trackside camera there. Beautiful sound of the Nissan GT car of Lalo Kills in 6th. We've got Bonkit in 7th, with work to do. Sully, the lead car for the Team Karate Tortoises, and certainly in GTD this hasn't been the start of the season that they would want, I think. U-Star P9 for Team America, and the sun glinting off the back exhaust exits of that car. Then we've got T-Deeds with those side lights in the open bodywork. It's a very, very good looking car, is the Ford GT. Then we've got Aussie in 11th for the Cannonball team. Kiros Kai down in 12th. So, as I said, a race to forget for some of these drivers, unfortunately. I'll cite him in 13th. Billy Bob hanging on, try and get those points, try and get the Hyundai home for Prime Video, for Team Amazon. And here, then, is your battle. The closest battle on the grid is the most important battle as well. And Arcane leading by now just under 0.7 of a second. Zen says 32 laps. That looks to be on the money as Arcane almost hits the barrier again, coming out of the final corner. They will cross the line to take the penultimate lap with 2 minutes and 6 seconds to go. Astonishing in 2nd place, lost time to Arcane, despite Arcane brushing the barrier through that run. Really, really fun here. Fun race we've had as Dirksey, pole position. Just can't seem to hang with these guys in front at the moment. Zen saying damage to Astonishing. Not on my readout, but obviously he is. He may have inside information there, Zen. But yeah, not on my display. Gone now, okay, fair enough. So he's managed to fix it. Floydie saying, oi oi Webbo. Hey Floydie, hope to see you later at the International Racing League broadcast. But we'll be focusing on GT racing right now, F1 later on today. And of course, subscribers to the channel will see that upcoming stream. And a big thank you to everyone who's already tuned in, who's contributed to our live chat and liked the video today. If you can, help out the channel and set a playlist watching overnight, I would be super, super grateful. Trying to increase the watch time at the moment. That's the next target for this channel. But Astonishing, the hint of a blue flag there. As Gareth says, astonishing racing by Arcane certainly has been. That was the blue flag reason. That was a lap going on to Billy Bob. So he'll be probably grateful for that. Won't have to do that extra lap. And we get the white flag then for the final lap of the race. The marshal's still waving the blue one. But we will actually see the end of the race for some drivers, but half the field it seems. Thrasher ahead of Lalo Kills here. And Thrasher's going to try and make it home on about 3 pixels of fuel on my display anyway. He lets Lalo Kills by, and Thrasher is actually just going to park it. He's going to park it here so that he doesn't have to complete the race. And I don't think it worked. I think he was too fast. He tried, but he failed, unfortunately. Although I suppose he won't lose a position now anyway. Huge jar over the line in 8th place. Oh, look at Jim and Ozzy. What's happening to Jim and Ozzy? I think they've run out of tyres here. Come on, replay. Come on, replay. Let's go. Oh, dear me. It's not cool. This is trying to rejoin the race. Did he actually mess up his teammates' race here? Yes, he did with the rejoin. Unfortunately, Jim and Ozzy out of it. Let's head back to live action then before we lose track of what's happening. Arcane is coming through. Astonishing. I thought he'd run out of fuel, but he's okay. He's okay. Arcane through. So that was quite the sequence from Team Cannonball. And this is Arcane in the purple of Team Chameleon, pretending to be Karate Tortoises this week. But he's going to close this one out with a brilliant run. Here is Arcane then. Not quite. Well, he's just got enough fuel. He's calculated that to perfection to win here in Watkins Glen, round 2 of season 4.1. Astonishing. Had fuel to finish, but was dealing with damage. Dirksey in 3rd place managed to get the car home on the fuel. Lalo Kills will be dipping the clutch. He'll be trying to use the downhill sections of the race to finish this one out on the fuel, and he takes 4th place with a great run. Where is Thrasher? I think Thrasher has run out of fuel, but he parked it on the finish line so that he couldn't lose out to the car behind. Unfortunately, I think, oh well, that was just rude. What did Billy Bob ever do to Thrasher, I wonder? And there it was. Great stuff to see from everybody. Let's have a look then at the final standings before any steward inquiries. It's a win for Arcane, back-to-back wins here in GTD, and Astonishing bringing a 1-2 for Team Chameleon. Dirksey for Team Amazon Prime in P3, with Lalo Kills for Team Pike Fitness in 4th place. Team Universal and the Frankenstein of Bongit came home 5th, with Thrasher making a good result for Team Pike Fitness, 4th and 6th places. Sully home for the official Team Karate Tortoises there in 7th, and Team America finishing in 8th and 9th. The game has ended. I'll leave it on screen, slightly blurred. Jim in 10th, Kuros Kai in 11th, our Saito in 12th, Billy Bob 13th, Chaotica, our safety car driver, came home 14th. And I don't know what happened to Ozzy. Why did Ozzy end up 15th behind the safety car driver? Very strange. -1 lap or disqualified. I don't know. But it didn't happen for Ozzy. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching. Tune in again in 2 weeks' time for the next round of GT World Challenge here with Deviant Racing on this very channel, of course. Thank you so much for watching. We will catch you all on the next race day.